It literally has changed, for instance, my 13-year-old grandson, how he looks at the world. I mean, he's going to be a Marine. That's all there is to it. And he's going to carry that forward. We have to put this in them for us to continue to be the greatest country in the world for what we have in here. Land mass is in America. This is America. And this has given us such an opportunity. He thought that it would be a nice thing to do as a patriotic person that he is, to, if he could get permission to take those wreaths to Arlington just as a thank you from the family. It just impacted us so much that we decided that it happened just because we had that overflow of wreaths the first year, but we saw what it meant to the kids and what it meant to us. So we decided to do it going forward. So from that point on, we made the wreath special. Well, we did it as a family with just a few volunteers from 1992 up until 2005. And it really hit us then that it was almost like a responsibility. So we started thinking then about what we could do. And by the time we got ready to go to Arlington in 2006, the outpouring was incredible. What's important about placing of the wreaths is it gives us an opportunity to do three things, and that is to remember the fallen, to honor those still serving and the families, but the most important, to teach kids about patriotism and about this country and about why it's important that they learn their heritage and their history. I remember that first year, it was special. It was solemn, but it was families. There were so many kids. There was so many kids there. And I was quite close to the road, so I could look right at the two men, probably in their 80s, in the back seat. And when they looked up and they saw all of these people, all of these kids and all these people standing there saluting, they just started sobbing. And the impact of them knowing that everybody was there and people remembered. I'll never forget that. And these are people who buried their children for this country. And when you listen to what they say, they want us to remember. But they don't want us to remember that their children died. They want us to remember that they lived, that they were productive, amazing people who thought that the concept of freedom was worth stepping up and sacrificing and knowing that they could die in the line of duty. We have a saying that we've kind of used as a mantra for several years now, and that is that a person dies twice. The first time when their heart stops beating and the breath leaves their body, but the final time is when their name is spoken for the very last time. And ever since that first trip to Arlington, my husband has always had that one request, that as we place the wreaths, we say the names. So the impact of, like I said, even last year, to say 1.7 million names on the same day, to raise those memories up and take the opportunity to teach kids about the people who have sacrificed to give us freedom. It's pretty impactful. That's why we ask kids to say the names, and that's why we ask everybody that gets involved to see beyond the placement of the wreaths. We're not decorating graves. We're really trying to make a connection between all of us and all of that sacrifice and the people that have given so much. And you start making these connections and it becomes personal. And I'll tell you, the best hope for our future is to make our past personal and to make it personal for our kids and to help them understand what is so good about us. He said that what kept him going was to live up to their legacy, the legacy of the everyday man that got boots on the ground, that served. And I just think that's what we need to do. And that is our theme this year, to live up to the legacy and to share the legacy. And that's what makes it important. 3 years ago, it was a perfect day, weather-wise, in Arlington. And I stood on top of the Women's Memorial and watched 90,000 people, 90,000 people come through the gates at Arlington. And I remember thinking that they were left and right and Christian and atheist and black and white, and just all came. You know, they all came. And everybody was talking, and it was this just spirit of togetherness. And it was wonderful. It was just wonderful. And for that day, we came together and did what we needed to do, which was to remember, honor, and teach. You may not have a relative that served, but they all served for you. And we're all in this together, and we have to remember that too, because it's why we remember every soldier wherever they're buried, because they all, it doesn't make any difference which coast they're on, they all serve for the country, and that is us. And patriotism starts at home, to community, to country. But everybody that served, they served so we could be free. So we're all family. But it's like that. I think, when you look around in every state, there are still people, and patriotism is still alive and well. It may